Hello, good evening, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here, the complete news. Head of Department of Animal Husbandry and Plantation in Pinrang Regency died. The celebration of the 62nd anniversary of Pinrang Regency was initially calm, suddenly filled with the sadness. The Pinrang 62nd anniversary event took place at the Pinrang Regent's office indoor building on Saturday, February 19, 2022. That's because the head of the Livestock and Plantation Service of Pinrang Regency, Ilyas, died after reciting the holy verse of the Quran at Pinrang's anniversary. The death of Ilyas was announced directly by the Regent of Pinrang, Irwan Hamid. After the person in charge of the governor of South Sulawesi, Andi Sudirman Sulaiman, gave a speech, Irwan immediately went up to the podium. Irwan also asked the invited guests to send prayers to the deceased. After the 62nd anniversary of Pinrang, the person in charge of the governor of South Sulawesi, Andi Sudirman Sulaiman, went straight to the funeral home at BTN Palm Hijau. Andi Sudirman was accompanied by the Regent of Pinrang, Andi Irwan Hamid. He expressed his condolences for the death of the deceased. From the information gathered after reciting the Holy Quran, Ilyas was said to have felt chest pain. He was then rushed to the Lesinrang Pinrang Regional General Hospital. According to the Public Relations Division of the Lesinrang Pinrang Regional General Hospital, Sriyanti Masud, Ilyas entered the emergency unit with decreased concentration with the blood pressure 200/100. He said Ilyas has a history of hypertension. Ilyas had received treatment and therapy by medical officer for 20 minutes before being declared dead. The next news is fire in residential Ocean Park Marina City, Batam. The fire at the Ocean Park Marina City housing, Tanjung Riau Village, Sekupang District on Saturday, February 19, 2022 affected the residents' electricity. They resigned themselves to being in the dark because the electricity had to be turned off by the State Electricity Company. 12 houses in the Ocean Park Marina City housing in Sekupang, Batam caught fire in a fire incident that occurred on Saturday, February 19, 2022 afternoon. There were no casualties in this fire incident. Even so, the fire quickly spread to the surrounding buildings. This also makes it difficult for firefighters to extinguish the fire. The fire had already spread to the several buildings when the officers arrived at the scene. The fire is known to have first appeared from an empty house at the end of the alley. The strong wind made the fire spread quickly and grab other houses in the vicinity. The fire quickly spread so that the residents of the house didn't have time to save their valuables. The fire was extinguished only after several fire engines were dispatched to the scene. There are at least 5 units of fire engines on standby plus 2 water tankers. According to compiled by tribunbatam.id, there are 318 houses currently experiencing complete darkness. The next news is Tempe and Tofu entrepreneurs in Banten go on strike for 3 days. A number of Tofu craftsmen in Pinrang District, Pinrang Regency will hold a sales strike for 3 days on February 21 until 23, 2022. The action followed up on a notification letter from the Indonesian Tempe and Tofu Cooperative Center on February 15, 2022. The strike for the production and sale of tofu tempeh is in response to the high price of soybeans, which has not stabilized in the last few months. Producers cannot increase the selling price due to the unstable economic condition of the community. Rahmat, a tofu producer from Pandeglang, will stop producing tofu and tempe starting Sunday, February 20, 2022. He processed tofu in the Pamarayan sub-district and supplies it to the Pamarayan area market. For one production of tofu, Rahmat can spend 8 quintals of soybeans. Rahmat will remain committed with the other producer with a production strike so that the government surprises the price of basic ingredients for making tofu and tempe. He admitted that he couldn't bear it if the community would find it difficult to find stock of tempe and tofu for the next 3 days. According to Rahmat, his party is still producing tofu from 8 quintals of soybeans assisted by 7 workers. In addition, this 54-year-old man admits that he did not reduce the size of the tofu and did not increase the price. He was worried that if it was done, it would burden to the people in need. Soybean prices that continue to soar are very burdensome for Rahmat. He hopes that this condition will not drag on without any handling and solution from the government. The next news is controlling coffee cars on the banks of the Lampung River in Aceh. Officers from the Civil Service Police Unit and Banda Aceh carried out control and payment for coffee cars along the Lampung River bank on Friday, February 18, 2022. The payment was made at the request of local villager Ruko. They consider that the place to be a place for young people to date, the result of hard work and commitment to maintaining security, public order, and efforts to enforce Islamic law in the Banda Aceh area, Keucik, giving appreciation to the head of the Civil Service Police Unit and Wilayatul Hisbah Banda Aceh and his staff. This was stated by the Keucik Gampong Ruko Ibnu Abbas last night. Keucik expressed his gratitude and appreciation from community leaders and residents of the Ruko community to Banda Aceh. From veranda in the field, Keucik Ruko Ibnu Abbas and other Gampong Ruko officials participated in the operation to enforce Islamic law in their village area. The Gampong apparatus also combed the river banks to carry out socialization with other joint teams. Meanwhile, the head of the Banda Aceh Civil Service Police Unit, Ardiansa, said the synergy carried out by Satpol PP and Banda Aceh was an effort to enforce Islamic Sharia by involving all elements of the government, community institution, and involving our community. And the next news is check for cooking oil at the supermarket. As cooking oil is scarce and expensive in North Sumatra, some residents are a little worried about the supplies for cooking and other necessities at home. In addition, the findings of the Food Task Force of North Sumatra related to allegation of stockpiling oil in a storage warehouse for packaged cooking oil in Deli Serdang. From this news, the North Sumatran Ombudsman, accompanied by the North Sumatra Industry and Trade Office, conducted a surprise inspection at Lotte Wholesale Medan on Gatot Subroto Way, Medan Sunggal District on Saturday, February 19, 2022. Based on the result of the inspection, the head of Ombudsman of Republik Indonesia, the representative of North Sumatra, Abiyadi Sriragar, advised residents to buy cooking oil from Lotte Wholesale because after being reviewed into the warehouse, they show that the stock of cooking oil at Lotte Wholesale was very large, and the wholesaler also made sure that the supply was safe until the end of the month. Meanwhile, Lotte Wholesale provides cooking oil from the government program for the Amanda brand at a price of 14,000 rupiah for 1 liter. Each member can buy 4 liters a day. Currently, there are 500 boxes of cooking oil at Lotte Mart for the Sanko brand, 400 boxes for Amanda, 400 boxes for Tropical, and 1,000 boxes for Bimoli. Rizky, a resident of Maryland, used this to buy cooking oil for his parents. Rizky was initially waiting for a friend while waiting for him to enter Lotte Wholesale. Remembering that cooking oil is expensive and scarce, Rizky's initiative is to buy 4 liters of cooking oil for his parents. He also mentioned that for each person, the quota is 4 liters a day. And for 1 liter unit, the price is 14,000 rupiah. The next news is mothers are willing to stand in long lines to get 1 liter packaged cooking oil. At this time, like it or not, residents have to struggle just to get packaged cooking oil at a price of 14,000 rupiah for 1 liter. As is known, the central government has imposed the sale of cooking oil at a price of 14,000 rupiah for 1 liter and 28,000 rupiah for 2 liter packages since last on Wednesday. However, ironically, since the government has imposed this price, cooking oil has become difficult to obtain, including in Martapura, East Oku Regency. From the observation of the South Sumatra Tribun at a mini market on Merdeka Martapura Way, it was seen that many residents were jostling in line to buy cooking oil for 14,000 rupiah for 1 liter on Saturday, February 19, 2022. Residents seems to queue up to fill the parking lot at the mini market so that the existing oil stock to be distributed to the public. The mini market limits the number of purchases. Each resident is only allowed to buy 1 package, either 1 liter or 2 liter. Dewi, a buyer, said that in order to get cooking oil, she had to queue for an hour. Previously, he had gone around in several other mini markets to get cooking oil, but the result was that there was no stock in their shops. He said that he received information about the existence of cooking oil at the price of 14,000 rupiah from a neighbor, so he went straight to the mini market on Merdeka Way. His struggle was not in vain. He was finally able to buy a 2 liter package of cooking oil at the price of 28,000 rupiah. Previously, he had also looked for cooking oil at the traditional market, but there was none. And the last news is immoral video case in Magelang. Some time ago, an immoral video that was done at the overhang of the Rejo Winangun store, Magelang City, Central Java, shocked the public. The police have now pocketed the identities of the 2 actors in the video. Sadly, the immoral video was spread by a child who was still in elementary school. Magelang City Police Chief Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Yolanda Evelyn Sebayang said his party have found the identity of the perpetrator. The alleged perpetrator is AG, an old man who was questioned by the Magelang City Police. This testimony was revealed by the Rejo Waninangun market toilet attendant Yana Pramudianto with the age 27 years old. Yana said that AG works as a beggar around the market every day, while the female characters usually look for used bottles. From Yana's confession, the 2 are often together. Usually, if AG was begging, his girlfriend would come over. Then AG will give some money. Meanwhile, Yolanda said the officer had difficulty asking for information from the perpetrators. The reason is that the perpetrators are in a daze, and when asked, most of them are silent. The police chief said at this time the suspect was not detained and was returned home. Meanwhile, the police have also found the identity of the elementary school boy who uploaded the immoral video to his Facebook account. From the confession of the sixth grader, he got the best video from his friend. Well, that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara.